Ragstad for October 1990. Hello, Nick. It is that. Thanks a lot for the address to GH. I got him at the same day I got your letter. Some days after that, I got my first letter from Romania, Arad in Transylvania. It was a long time ago, before their political troubles in RO, and a guy in Russia gave some addresses he seen in some East German music map, but none of them replied. I later heard that their secret police secretariat used to burn most letters at that time, so I wrote again, without any answer. Suddenly now someone else had seen the letter I wrote to one of them and wrote to me. It felt like my life has now changed. I just cannot explain it. Did I tell you about our tour? If it is, time won't screw up, as it did so many times before. We will go on our first tour soon, in about 8 days from now. That's why I just wait with sending the records to you, but I won't forget you. We will have fully playing we will have fully playing Greece, Turkey, Bulgaria. I will try to do on one day visit in Romania when I will be there. Holland and maybe East Germany. Then we will be in Norway for a week and then have some gigs in Sweden. Then we will be in Norway for a week and then have some gigs in Sweden. It's a very little time. Still we will leave from here, but still it can change or be postponed. Many times before we have been very near just going somewhere to play when we a few days before the time for a living here that it was all bullshit. I heard that the great Italian band Schizo came to Poland for some gigs not so long time ago and 25 people came. That was supposed to be a festival with 1,000 of people. We were once near to go to such festival in Poland as well, but we found some friends there just before we should have gone and they told us such a festival should never be there. I heard that a Russian band came to Poland for that thing and there was nothing else for them to do than going back. I will also have to wait with buying the rapidograph pen. Still I'm back. Hey, that buffing glue cannot be bought here. Can you tell me how much it will cost you to send us some please? We have been using some shitty glue stick before and it glued all the stamps together and it could be seen we have glue on the stamps. Are you also using hot water to make the stamps go away from the envelope? Because that's what we did with those glue sticks. The bands we think of releasing aren't sure. After Merciless this second edition, the next month will go in studio and Preyron from Poland after their first edition has paid. We will go in studio for our so long delayed LP. But after that the bands aren't so sure. Probably after our LP will the Colombian Massacre be the next, and after them are Tormentor, Hungary, Masters Hammers, Czechoslovakia, and maybe Rooting Christ, Greece, and even more maybe Amputation. There aren't many Scandinavian bands that I like. In Norway and Denmark there are not so many bands. In Sweden and Finland are maybe too many of them, and I think the most of them sounds all the same and they weren't into death metal before they heard Carcass or Morbid Angels LP. Just those trendies who jump on the death metal bandwagon, There is really much shit here. Of some reasons, others living outside of here seem to imagine there should be a great scene here, but it's not true. And I've heard some others who have visited this place telling it wasn't at all as they thought this place is. Didn't that didn't surprise me at all. One thing is that in Sweden there exists no one playing in a band who is over 16, 17 years old. I guess me and the guys in my first band weren't so old. When we started Morbin in Sweden, I was about 16. The drummer we later got, who is now singing in the mess called Entombed, was 14, but nowadays only school kids playing in bands and they all listen to the biggest and trendy bands. It's hard to find children here who don't wear either Morbid Angels Autopsy or Carcass t-shirts. Death metal has become normal and available for everybody, and I don't like that's what's happening. I wanna turn back to the time to when everybody hated us, who looked strange and listened to Venom. We will maybe go through Italian when we'll go around in our tour, but we won't stay in Italy for longer than some few hours, maybe. I will try a real Italian pizza. Funeral Oration seems to be an okay band. Have you heard Mortuary Drape? They seem to be very evil. Do you know about some cool books which explains ancient castles, preferably Eastern stories and legends from time and that surrounding the castles and unknown beings from its mountains or moorlands? I must say I don't have much myself, but if you want to, I can tell you of some titles. There is a very special hardcover book I really try to get, but it is not the easiest thing. Have you heard about the Tourist Guide to Transylvania? A friend in Sweden's got that one of bought it for a very cheap price. I tried to find a place where I could buy it, uh, but it first of all I was given out for a few years and it's now for sale, and besides no one have heard about it. Anyway, Octopus gave it out in 1882, but I can't remember the author of it. Is got, I think, the most professional artworks collected in it, but they are totally unknown. It tells deeply about the most of the legends in different areas in Transylvania, but not much about vampirism. A friend of mine who lives straight outside of London told me that the British Library in London should have each single book ever published in English, so I had to ask him if he could check out about this book next time he was there. They hadn't even heard about this book, but now I must end this. Don't reply too soon because we will be gone for more than a month. And once again, thanks for the address. That